As a breastfeeding mother, we're often asking the same questions. What are you drinking? What pills are you taking? How much water are you drinking a day to make that much milk? And what can I do differently? So truth be told, I'm just gonna put it out there. There are not enough pills in the world, gallons of water, or cookies that you can eat that is going to make your supply. What we want is adequate removal, whether that be baby at the breastfeeding with a nice deep adequate latch, or a flange size that adequately fits your breast and is able to express milk freely and comfortably. Without these variables, you could eat all the cookies in the world, but you're still not going to be able to express milk comfortably and effectively. So that's what I want to do here. I want to take a few minutes of your time and just share with you 3 ways to verify that you are using the best flange fit possible for your anatomy and to get that milk moving. All right, option number 1 is just going to be a visual aid. So that might look something like a flange with a nipple in it, and then next to it will be some text. Too big, too small, just right. Or maybe you'll see quarter, nickel, dime, penny, and then it's gonna say if your nipple is about the size of a penny, you might use XYZ flange, and this is what it measures, and this is what the closest representation is. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a visual aid. It's going to get you in the ballpark. There are ways to get a tighter, more accurate measurement, but this is a great place to start, and that is option number 1. Option number 2, free printable rulers. So if you go into Dr. Google and you just type in just that, free nipple ruler, free printable ruler, you're gonna get a laundry list of options to click, download, and cut apart. What I'm gonna do is spare you the effort and share with you Tamari Jacobs' free download from One with the Pump. So something like this, you're gonna print it out, gonna cut out the circles, and then you're gonna go ahead and be able to measure each nipple individually. Something to keep in mind, not all nipples are the same. So you may require 24 on one, 21 on the other. One might be different shape than the next. So it's important to measure both nipples. And if you're looking for something that is another free option, but more accurate than just looking at a picture or at a quarter versus your nipple, this is a great option. So Tamari Jacob, One with the Pump, free download. Option number 3, a physical ruler that you can actually hold, not something that you're gonna print out and cut apart, but something that you can buy. So whatever you purchase, just make sure that it is in the metric system, because our flanges are based on, we have 10mm flanges all the way up to 36mm flanges. So if you measure with a ruler and you're measuring inches, you're gonna have that discrepancy between the conversion and just kind of give yourself a headache potentially. I know I would. So this is a Be My Best Friend nipple ruler, and it ranges from 14 down to 30, and then you've got a rule on the top side. The back has the directions, and with that, I'm gonna share with you how to use this nipple ruler. All right, what we're all here for, how to measure for your best fitted flange. I've got my silicone ruler that measures from 14 up to 30. I've got my yarn boob, and we're gonna measure for the best flange for this boob. So starting with the boob itself, we're gonna measure at the base of the nipple, not the areola. So starting with a large, obviously oversized hole, I'm going to make my way down the ruler. I'm gonna skip over and go to 17mm, just so you can see. I don't know if you can really tell, but I can feel it. There's a bit of a drag on the nipple itself. So we don't wanna strangulate the nipple. We don't wanna force the nipple into the ruler. We just want an easy, carefree measurement, something that's not putting any kind of restriction on the nipple itself. And with that being said, number 18 is going to be my best size when measuring my yarn boob. So with that, now I'm gonna add 2 to 3mm to this resting size to gauge in my best fitted flange. Now, if you find that you have oblong nipples, so one side is longer than the other, you're going to want to measure at the widest point, because we want to account for the expansion of the entire nipple, and we want to account for the expansion of the widest point. So that is the reason why we are adding 2 to 3mm to our resting size, because we know that when we're nursing baby at the breast or we're pumping, we have to take into account for that natural expansion that is happening whether we know it or not. And you don't want a strangulation on the nipple, you don't want any restriction, you don't want discomfort. We want to leave that extra wiggle room within the tunnel of the flange for the comfort and expansion again of our nipple while we are pumping. And that is how you use the nipple ruler.